What's going on YouTube? 6ftHax here. Have for you guys today a pretty fun battle. I was gonna say like what tier was, but this is actually not like a specific tier battle, but this match is against an triple OG in the YouTube Pokemon uploading Wi-Fi battle scene, TheKillerNacho. I remember watching this man back when I first started getting into uploading videos. So if you guys don't know who he is, definitely go check him out. Channel link and stuff are gonna be down below. Now of course, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to arm thrust that like button down below, as well as letting me know if you guys would like to see some more of these type of battles. Basically what this battle was is that we randomly generated a team each and we showed each other the teams, and then from there we kind of like counter prep for what we thought we would bring. Obviously if you looked at Killer Nacho's team, his team was way better than mine, specifically because I have nothing for SD or Nasty Plot Lucario, and then I literally have no switch-ins to Mega Diancie depending on the set. So those were the two biggest problems I think I had to mainly deal with going into this battle. So I'm going to be leading off with my Cradily in hopes to be able to just get up my rocks turn 1, because if he doesn't lead with the Mega Diancie, then I should be able to get up my rocks and they will be here to stay for the remainder of the battle, considering the fact that he does not have any hazard removal and I don't have defog on my side of the field. So he actually ends up leading off with his Alolan Golem, which is actually really good for me because this really shouldn't be able to do entirely too much damage to me. Plus I do have the 4x super effective Earthquake to hopefully be able to knock it out before it knocks me out. So after chewing 2 Earthquakes, I get off my own Earthquake, and then I'm going to try and go for the recover. Unfortunately though, because of Galvanize, this explosion is just going to annihilate my Cradily, which really sucks because this Cradily was also kind of my main answer for Vaporeon, as well as one of my main answers for this Corsola. And now that I've lost Cradily, both of those two mons could prove to be a little bit annoying. This is where I really wished that I had kept spikes on my Golisopod, because I would have been able to easily get up a layer of spikes this turn right here, knowing that I would be able to chew any hit that he would want to go for. Plus, because he didn't have rocks on the Golem, I thought he may have rocks on this Corsola. So at least I'm able to talk to the Corsola. While yes, Corsola does have Regenerator and rocks, and I know it gets recovered. Those are like the only moves I know that Corsola gets. I don't want to stay in and take a potential rock type move, because my Golisopod is kind of my pseudo answer for Lucario, as long as it doesn't boost up to +4 with either Nasty Plot or Swords Dance. So what I'm going to do is just make the switch on out here into my Aromatisse, which is just a defensive set with Wish, Aromatherapy, Toxic, and Moonblast, I believe. I did originally consider bringing like a Trick Room set of Aromatisse, because Trick Room Aromatisse plus Trick Room Musharna might have actually been really good in this matchup, but I just really wanted a defensive fairy type since I made my Slurpuff a bulky setup set. As I am just going to go for the Wish this turn. I really don't expect him to stay in here. There's really no reason that he should stay in unless he himself has Toxic on Corsola, which was very likely, but then I could have just gone for the Aromatherapy myself. Plus, by going for the Wish, it covered me potentially being able to switch in safely to whatever he decided to switch into against my Aromatisse, which does turn out to be this Lopunny, which thankfully it's Toxic Orb and not like Choice Bandit or Choice Scarf or something along those lines, because this will still allow me to be able to switch up my moves on my Aromatisse. Although I will be poisoned, which is a little bit annoying, it's still, I would rather much have free liberty to switch up moves than be locked into one move essentially. So I'm gonna make a bit of a misplay here, and I should have honestly gone for the Moonblast, man. I really thought he was gonna leave in Lopunny to just kind of sack it off, or maybe try to switch into his Vaporeon, but if I had gone for the Moonblast, I would have got off a really good amount of damage on this Lucario, and now there is no way I can stay in, because I don't 2 KO Lucario with a Moonblast, and he can literally just set up the +4 and potentially just sweep through my entire team, or weaken it enough to where Diancie can come in and I just lose. So I do switch directly into my Golisopod on the Swords Dance. Thanks to the fact that I changed Chardy Berry last second to Citrus Berry, I will be brought back up to over 50%, putting me outside of range of my emergency exit. So I will be able to get off a huge amount of damage with this liquidation, putting the Lucario in range of where a potential Life Orb hit will knock him out. So what I'm going to do is actually go for the Aqua Jet on the off chance that for some reason he didn't have any type of priority on Lucario, but he should have at least had Bullet Punch or Extreme Speed, at least one of the two. So I guess in hindsight, maybe going for the aggressive liquidation play would have been better for me, because as you can see here, it turns out that he's got Healing Wish on Lopunny, and I did not expect that at all. And now unfortunately Lucario comes right back in, and I've essentially lost my only real answer that can take a hit from this Lucario and weaken it enough to where I can kind of play around the Life Orb and maybe Life Orb stall him. So he does turn out to have the Bullet Punch, which does indeed put me in range of my emergency exit, which really sucks because I did go for the Aqua Jet that turn to just try to get off a little bit of damage, as I will be brought into my Kangaskhan here. And thankfully I did have Choice Scarf Kangaskhan on this team. I am adamant max attack. There is no way this Lucario will be able to live this hit. Maybe he thought that he would be able to win a speed tie and knock me out with the close combat, but no, I am indeed Scarf with enough speed to outspeed the Mega Diancie. So thankfully Kangaskhan coming in really clutch, absolutely saving me from getting destroyed by the Lucario, which is just amazing, because now his only real threat is going to be that Mega Diancie, which can still just come in and I have no switch-ins to it. So I'm going to switch into my Aromatisse here on the Vaporeon. He does end up getting a crit. Honestly, that crit's not really that important. At the time, it was a little bit annoying, but it's really not game-changing in the slightest sense. Scald still would have been doing a pretty good amount of damage. I'm still toxic, so the best I could have done was just maybe had like an extra turn if he didn't crit me, which again, that extra turn really wouldn't have mattered, I think. So what I'm going to do this turn is try to catch the Vaporeon on a toxic, but he actually ends up switching into his Diancie, and this is amazing for me because now I will be able to start getting residual damage on Diancie even if I'm not able to attack it, and that is absolutely huge because the more damage I get on this Diancie, the better chance I will have to revenge kill it with another one of my Pokemon that, if it's not Kangaskhan, Stam Scarf, I do outspeed it. I do have other Pokemon that should live any one hit, and then after a couple turns of toxic damage, I will be able to beat that Diancie essentially. So he is just going to end up making the aggressive play and going for the Moonblast. I myself went for the Moonblast just to try to get off a little bit of damage on the Diancie, as I will be able to bring in my Slurpuff here. The good thing about Slurpuff is that I am a max HP variant, so I'm guaranteed to not only live one attack, but he will also guarantee put me in range of where my Citrus Berry will activate, also activating my Unburden. But he does get the special attack drop as I go for the Energy Ball. Even if he didn't get the special attack drop, I wouldn't have done enough damage, I think, to put him in range of where Toxic would have knocked him out. So I would have still been able to outspeed him this next turn, except for the fact that I kind of mismade my Slurpuff here and I don't have the Unburden. And that actually might have been a little blessing in disguise now that I think about it, because it's a double down and now he can't safely bring in Vaporeon on my Slurpuff. And if he was like some type of setup Vaporeon, which I highly doubt, but you just never know, then I'm able to avoid that scenario because I can bring in my beast of a monster here known as Musharna, as he's going to bring in the Corsola. I think he said that bringing in Corsola was a misclick on his part. He actually meant to bring in Vaporeon, but I'm not entirely too sure if that would have changed the outcome of this battle, because this is actually a really cool Musharna set. I am Trick Room with with the Gracium Z, Psychic, and Moonlight, I think. And the Gracium Z was literally just for Vaporeon to be able to absolutely nuke it with a very strong, super effective grass type move. So I'm just going to go straight from the Energy Ball here, getting off a solid amount of damage on the incoming Vaporeon. The good thing about this is that even if he does want to try and go for the Protect this following turn on my on my potential Z move, it doesn't matter, because with the 25% damage that the Z move still does through Protect, I'm going to put this Vaporeon in range of where even after a double Protect, I will be able to still knock him out with the Energy Ball. I think he would have to get a triple Protect to be outside of range of where Energy Ball still would have been able to knock him out, depending on if he was a specially defensive set or not. So either way, I will be able to still outspeed him this next turn, thanks to the fact that I do have my Trick Room up. And in Trick Room, I am obviously going to be able to outspeed this Vaporeon, knock him out with the Energy Ball, and thanks to the fact that I still have one more turn of Trick Room up, the Corsola will come in after Rock's damage. It is going to be in range of where an Energy Ball will be more than strong enough to knock him out. So thankfully Musharna here, oh, I'm losing my voice, what the hell. Thankfully Musharna here, putting the team on its back and being able to pull us out this very tough matchup. So yeah, again, good fun game to the Killer Nacho, guys. Let me know if you guys would like to see some more of these type of videos, and make sure to go check out Killer Nacho. Channel link is down below. Also make sure to arm thrust that like button if you guys did enjoy the video in general. So with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow on Monday. So have an awesome day, everybody. Later.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears of hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.